Special Envoy Hans Grunberg has concluded a two-day visit to the interim capital Aden. He discussed with different Yemeni government officials ways to preserve the truce and possibility of extending it. The following report has more details.
Hans Grunberg, the UN ambassador to Yemen, arrived in Aden on Tuesday to help sustain the country's two-month truce. He has recently concluded his two-day visit, during which he met with Rashad Alimi, president of the Leadership Council, Yemeni Prime Minister Ma'in Abdul Malik, and Tariq Saleh, vice president of the Presidential Leadership Council. Mr. Grunberg reviewed the truce's status and the substantial advantages it has provided to Yemeni people thus far, including the considerable reduction in civilian fatalities. Discussions also looked into measures to overcome obstacles such as the opening of highways in Taiz and other governorates and resuming commercial flights from Sanaa's airports. He spoke with Rashad Al-Alimi, chairman of the Presidential Leadership Council, who emphasized the necessity of fulfilling all provisions of the truce, including the lifting of the blockade placed on Taiz by Iran-backed Houthi militants. Rashad Al-Alimi stressed that the government was willing to go to whatever length to support the success of UN peace efforts to terminate the Houthi coup. Concerning the resumption of flights at Sana'a International Airport, he reminded the envoy that the government had offered multiple suggestions, which the Houthis had greeted with obvious delay and resistance. He claims that the militias are using the matter for political gain, oblivious to the humanitarian considerations that led to its inclusion in the truce. According to official Yemeni sources, Grunberg will continue his efforts to sustain the humanitarian ceasefire and find a comprehensive political settlement. On the ground, the Yemeni military continued to count Houthi truce breaches. On Sunday, it reported 74 additional infractions on several battle fronts. The breaches were confirmed in Ma'rib, Hajjah, Hudaydah, Taiz, and Dalah. The violations included rocket fire and artillery shelling at military positions, the launch of armored drones, the deployment of snipers, the continued reinforcement of positions, and amassing of troops. In contrast, the army and resistance forces have stated their adherence to the ceasefire in accordance with military and political directions. Grunberg stated that to limit the impact of the conflict on civilians and promote the free movement of persons and commodities, the parties must work quickly to execute all parts of the truce concurrently. He also urged them to collaborate constructively and to demonstrate their commitment to all humanitarian aspects.